Hey everybody, welcome back to Old Style Classics Baseball Cards. And it is Monday, January 8th, 2024, 2 o'clock in the morning, Pacific time. And just opened a couple more packs of Panini Golden Age, a couple more Allen Genters. These are mostly the highlights. Got another Bad News Bears Engelberg to go along with his autograph pulled yesterday. And got a Bad News Bears Tip Top die cut. Brooks Robinson Mini, Tobacco Mini, Hall of Famer Abraham Lincoln. Black border soccer card of Ollie Palmer. Rookie design variant Jordan Walker. So Engelberg will go by himself over here. And yep, I love these 2013 Panini Golden Age. Super cool set. Bunch of oddball stuff, Hall of Famer, older baseball players. So you're not gonna get any modern guys in this one. And if you don't like Allen Ginter, then you probably won't like Panini Golden Age, because you're gonna get a lot of random stuff like Abraham Lincoln, Bad News Bears, Lana Turner, Grace Kelly, you know, stars from back in the day. But it's kind of what cards used to be, people. So that's super sweet. I like that. I'm not a die cut fan, but I do like that. That's cool. And then I went off on a little bit of a tangent about graded cards and why I don't particularly care for them. Slabs and all that, people tend to be competing over numbers and stuff like that. Yesterday I did forget to point out, we did pick up Freddie Galvez in the Archive Signature Series. A little bit of a disappointment. It's not a great return on investment, but it's a beautiful card in beautiful shape, well centered, and an excellent, wonderful autograph from Freddie there. So that's nice. Any Phillies fans interested in this card, you know, go ahead and reach out. You know, of course, you know, if you guys subscribe, like, that would be cool. But you know, it'd be nice to get some people subscribing to my channel and comments. I'd like to see some comments so we can, you know, talk. Don't really know anyone who collects baseball cards where I live. Kind of a fish out of water over here, but nevertheless, let me know what you think. And then we did pick up these Leaf Mo Money, So Money cards recently. Got this yesterday, the Max Christie. He's on the Lakers. 101 out of the convention. 2023 Chicago Convention packs. The other day we picked this one up. Sky Clark from that same packs. 101. Hendon Hooker. Pre-production proof 101. Okay, so we got those. And those came out of one of these. You can find those like at your local hobby shop, maybe on eBay, something like that. Alright. And I did pick this up from Steel City Collectibles. A whole hobby box. We opened about probably half the box now. Save these Allen Genters for later, so I'm just gonna, we still got one more hit coming. So I'm gonna take a few packs from here, take a pack from down there, take a pack there, and how many do we got left? I'll take this one here. So that'll leave us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I got 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to put one of these back. Save that. Maybe we'll do another one later. And I also still want to get to this, so hopefully we'll get to opening this on this video. What else do I got over here? Drew Waters. Topps Chrome Black. Anyone interested in that? My wife's sick. Picked up, guess she got COVID. She's been sick since last Thursday, so she's not feeling good. She's having a really tough time today. So I think she's kind of at the peak of being sick, hopefully. And hopefully now she'll start to get better. But if it gets any worse, then, yeah, I have to take her to the doctor. So probably not going in tomorrow. Spend some time to take care of her. Slept all day, so I did those videos in the middle of the night last night. Went in there and stayed with her. And got up at around, I don't know, 9 o'clock. And yeah, she's still feeling a little off, so take care of her tomorrow. Need to get some food and stuff like that. Our parents just left, and we're pretty much everything's been used up, like food wise. So alright, so here we go. Rocky Marciano. So there you go. Nice boxer card. Pugilist. That's a throwback, you know, what they used to put out in the 1800s, 1880s, and so on. Boxing cards were super popular back in the pre-war era and the turn of the century or before. So that's cool. Alright, got another insert card I'll set aside. Alright, put these off screen a little bit. Rod Sterling, Twilight Zone. We got his mini yesterday, so now you get a chance to read about him. All you Twilight Zone fans, great show. It's funny it didn't run as long as you think it did. And it's funny when I watch it now, I can really tell, like, it's like watching somebody's home video, the camera quality or the studio. It does feel very 60s to me, but when I was a little kid, it felt like it was something like out of the 20s or 30s, even though they didn't have stuff back then, but you know what I'm trying to say. Alright, Mr. Rod Sterling. Hey, we got another, and we'll get to the boxer last. We got Barry Schweitzer, football coach. There you go, Gerald Ford. There's another football player, football card. Old Oklahoma. And this card, it's got a little interesting story to it. Not to the card, but to the person. And that's Sugar Ray Leonard. So the cool thing about Sugar Ray Leonard is, well, other than him being a great boxer, but for some reason, when I was in elementary school, and my other brother had went to middle school, him and my other brother were in middle school for like 1 year together. Because out here it's only 6th, 7th, 8th grade. And so my brother had went from the 5th grade to the 6th grade, and I guess my other brother must have been in the 8th grade. So they were in the same school for just 1 year. And then I think my other brother dropped out by the time my other brother got to high school. But nevertheless, they were in middle school, Kennedy Middle School in Albuquerque at the same time. Troublemakers. That's a whole another story, but for whatever reason, Sugar Ray Leonard must have known somebody in Albuquerque and was staying at the hotel right next to our middle school. Not even a big hotel, it was just kind of a dive, like Shamrock or something like that. He could have been staying at the Howard Johnson's or something just a little further, a couple hundred yards away, but it's kind of like Motel 6. So maybe he was staying at the Howard Johnsons or whatever. But he was out and next to our school. Like there's a Target and all that there now, but it used to be just an empty lot. And I used to go chase lizards there when I was a kid. But anyways, he was out running. So this was in the 80s, early 80s. And he was out jogging around. And when the kids were at like lunch or something like that. And somebody recognized him. And then, I don't know if teacher or somebody went and talked to him. And he came over to the middle school and met a bunch of the kids and signed autographs and stuff for them. And so my brothers got to meet Sugar Ray Leonard. I don't think either of them got an autograph though, because they were at lunch, so you probably didn't have your books and pins and stuff. And I'm sure my one brother definitely wouldn't even have books or a pin ever. But nevertheless, he was at Kennedy or stopped. Maybe it was at the fence. Maybe he came over into the playground or whatever. But they did get to meet Sugar Ray Leonard. I believe that would have been the early 80s. Yeah, 79 or 80, 81, somewhere in there. So that's cool. And then, like I told you, when I went to that school, middle school, we had a Coach Wood who was supposedly related to Steve Garvey, like cousins. And because he knew these people, they were going to bring Don Newcomb to our school. He was going to be in town and he was going to come and sign autographs and all that. I remember going to the card shop trying to get a card, but they didn't have one. I was going to get a baseball or something to have him sign. I was all excited about that. And then for whatever reason, he had to cancel. He couldn't show up. And so that was a big disappointment. But I've always liked Don Newcomb because of that. It's funny what a kid will remember. Now, I could have been disappointed and hated him for not showing up, but, they explained why. But it's funny, I mean, I'm not a Dodgers fan by any means. As a matter of fact, growing up in Albuquerque, that was our, when they were Dukes, AAA team, was the farm team for the Dodgers, and they'd always give Dodger stuff away at the games, and I was always a Cubs fan, so I didn't like the Dodgers. But I dug Brooklyn. I thought, I liked the logo and all that. And so it's funny, just as a kid, maybe getting a chance to meet a good baseball player like Don Newcomb made me always like Don Newcomb. And I definitely need to pick me up Don Newcomb playing days card. I still need to get one after all these years. And arguably he should or could be a Hall of Famer. But nevertheless, that's an interesting story, and these are the kind of things you start to build up in with living life, right? So if anyone else got stories similar, anything like that happen to you guys when you were in school, there you go. So anyways, we didn't get to meet Don Newcomb, so I had to wait a few years and go to that Legends for Lobos game where I met Bob Gibson. Got him to autograph baseball, where he gave me a little bit of a hard time for him, a Cubs thing, hat and shirt, because I wanted to meet Ernie Banks, but I didn't get to meet Ernie, but I did get to meet Bob Gibson, Frank, and Joe Torre, and some other guys were there. I don't know if Harmon Killebrew or Warren Spahn or someone. I got a list of who was there and who signed my ball. But cool story. So let me know what you guys, what kind of stories you all have. All right, we're gonna do the same thing. We'll just show the big cards and get to the minis at the end. So we got another insert, bread for energy. There you go, Gerald. That's one of those throwbacks to the early 1900s. Cards like these came oddball, I guess, but they weren't oddball back then. You'd get these out of a loaf of bread, I suppose. And the Miami Dolphins. So there, my buddy Steve, there you go. Alright. Yeah, it's a football card, Rob. Sure is, Gerald, it sure is. Oh, cool, thanks for showing that. Alright, then we got a big thick card here. It's probably a dummy card. Let's hold off on that till the end. We are expecting at least a relic. I don't know if you can get multiple extra hits in Panini. You know, if there's a chance of getting a second autograph. You know, getting 2 autographs and a relic or something like that every now and then. Because you can do that like Allen and Ginter, especially Allen and Ginter X. Occasionally you will get a second autograph. Alright, here we go. We got a real winner right off the bat. Boom, look at that. Awesome, 3 Stooges with Shemp. I love Curly and I love Shemp. Both of them are really good. Shemp. Alright, alright. Listen here, knucklehead. I love the 3 Stooges. They're just so funny. Those 2 movies that came out about 10 years ago, 15 years ago were pretty funny too. What, the Kate Upton one, that was funny. I liked that. Saw that on my birthday when I first moved out here at like the bargain show. And then saw the other one later on cable, and that was pretty funny. But there you go, 3 Stooges. Always had pretty girls they were after that could, you know, they always had some pretty girls in their shorts. So that's neat. I like that. Alright, next insert card. There we go. Steve. How do you say that? Coffin. There's Jockey, 8 of Diamonds. Playing card. And there are 54 cards in this set. So if you did collect all 54, I guess you technically could play, you know, cards. So they must have all your regular ones and maybe a couple jokers. So I guess you only need 52. And you could play poker or whatever, because they're all the same back. But it's not exactly playing card quality. But in a pinch, you could do it if you were riding a, you know, the 1860s, you know, in a saloon out west, or, you know, driving cattle up to the stockyards or something like that. Out by a campfire, maybe play some poker back in the day. Nice. Alright, we got another one of the beauties from the old days. Jean Harlow. I thought that was a relic for a second. That's apparently her. Is that a mirror? So the famous Jean Harlow. She was pretty. She got a pretty face. Looks right up John F. Kennedy's alley there. Kind of a Marilyn Monroe thing. Probably well before Marilyn Monroe. Back in the days when the movie stars were movie stars, where they were glamorous. In the Golden Age, right? And now they're a step above being porn stars, the way some of them look, dress. Yeah, 1930, so well before Marilyn Monroe. So that's nice. Set that aside. That can go in the binder with the other ladies. Hey, there we go. Hall of Famer Tris Speaker. Tris. Looks like a pitcher in this. Like if he was pitching left-handed, but that's old. Outfield for Boston. Tris Speaker. Early played around the time of Ty Cobb there. So, there you go. It's a nice baseball card. There we go, Jerry Lewis. I think I talked about him on one of my videos that I lost. It's funny how the Animaniacs make fun of the character, the director, who was supposed to be Jerry Lewis, Brian Lavin, old lady. But you got to see that movie cracking up. Oh, it's so funny where he can't sit down at the he can't walk or sit down at the therapist's office because everything's so polished, and he's slipping and sliding all over the floor. Can't open the M&Ms. Like, that movie is super funny, people. You got to check it out. Cracking up. Alright. And finally saw it on Amazon about a year ago when our parents were visiting and we watched it. So that might have been like last Christmas. Previous Christmas. Alright, Jerry Lewis. Okay. Next. So I was saying in the last video, people, I could sit there and do this kind of stuff and talk about just random stuff like this. Cards and collecting and concerts and meeting people. I met a ton of celebrities over the years because I collect my ticket stubs just like I do baseball cards, but I get them signed, meeting people at concerts and all that. I could talk for weeks, and I kind of tend to, but these 20, 30, 40 hour long videos are me holding back. Alright, we got Apollo 11 for NASA. And we got a short print here coming. I did read about this. So the short print for Panini is one of these white borders. So Helen Wills, tennis player. So, oh my god, wow, we've got a nice one coming next. So just to give you an idea though. We'll do lady for lady, so hopefully in the lighting you can see this is kind of a yellow, lemony kind of color, and this is a white border. So there's our short prints. They have black borders as well. And it's a little thicker stock too, just a little bit thicker. This feels more in line with like modern Allen & Ginter stock. It's one of the first American female athletes to earn world acclaim. Let's give her a little time in the limelight. Tennis player, Wimbledon and all that. Back in the 1920s. So Helen Willis, tennis. Short print. So that's cool. It's kind of cute. Interesting lips and smile. Whatever became of Helen? I don't know, but if you're interested, I guess you can go on Wikipedia and probably find out. So that's a nice card. I like this stuff, you know. Now granted, you know, if Allen & Ginter were like this, I wouldn't like it as much because it would probably be too much oddball stuff. Like I say, I'm happy with the balance Allen & Ginter has. It's about 85% baseball and 15% stuff like this. But you gotta give it to Panini and Upper Deck. You gotta give them a break because they don't have licensing. And now they don't even have Players Association licensing, so you give them a little bit of a break. You know, back then when they all lost baseball to Topps, but it's a fun set, and Goodwin's usually a fun set too. So for every 10 boxes of Allen & Ginter, let's say hobby that I would get, I wouldn't mind having like 2 of each of these. Because that's kind of stuff I do like, but obviously I don't want it all to be like 90% this kind of stuff. Alright, let's go with the baseball card next. Mr. Dale Murphy. So, a lot of fans of Dale Murphy out there. Maybe he'll make Hall of Fame someday. I wouldn't be opposed to it. But to let him in, do they need to let Dave Kingman in? And, you know. Alright, and then we got a lady golfer here. She looks cute. She looks like Marianne from Gilligan's Island. That's Jan Stevenson. You know, I'm a guy, so obviously one of the first things to notice if I'm cute or not. So there's nothing to say against her talent or anything like that. Trust me. Yeah, they look at us and do the same thing, folks. They're just better about hiding it. But it'd be nice to get a Nancy Lopez autograph card. She's a Hall of Fame ladies professional golfer, and she's from New Mexico, so that would be cool for me. And I wouldn't put her on the same level as what I first said about this, so that's nice. Alright, good. And then, oh, hey, Rob, do you got any football cards for me to see? Because this is Gerald Ford, Rob. I like football. Do you got a football player? Well, actually, yeah, I do have a football player, Gerald. But it's something even more. I think hopefully you'll like this card. Oh, okay, what kind of football player is it? It's your kind of football player. Oh, hey, Rob. Yeah, I seen that guy play football on TV. Hey, he looks familiar, Rob. Dagnabbit, does that say Gerald Ford? Sure does, Gerald. He sounds familiar. Gerald, how many times you fall down them steps? A couple times, Rob. Oh, hey, wait a minute, that's me. Sure is, Gerald, there you go. It's like looking in the mirror, isn't it? Rob, you don't know what it's like to be on a baseball card. It's interesting. Hope you can experience it someday. It's kind of a out-of-body experience. And it's like when you listen to your own voice, you're like, do I look like that? Is that what people see me like? Because the pictures I see of myself, I see myself different sometimes. Alright, Gerald, well, let's see what this guy did. Does it say anything about football? Alright. Oh, man, it doesn't even mention that you played football for Michigan, right? Sure did, Rob. That's okay. I was also president too, Rob, but I prefer football. Well, I got a baseball card of you as the president there. Well, I guess I played football, so that's okay, right? Sure is, Gerald. Whatever floats your boat. Alright, Rob, take care. Alright, so we got Gerald. '38th President of the United States. Alright, here we go next. Alright, let's get to it, people. Clearly want to get to this other box and see how we do. Alright, 2 packs to go. I'm counting this one. John Rupert, owner, New York. Okay. See one of them bosses back in the day. After rising to the rank of colonel in the U.S. National Guard, Rupert became 4-term U.S. representative in New York. Opened a brewery. Purchased the Bronx Baseball Club. Price, okay, so he's the guy that got Babe Ruth, so he was a Yankees owner. Alright, there you go, Yankee fans. I didn't know that. I mean, I've heard the story, but I didn't pay any attention to, like, him. Yeah, there we go. Marsha. Poor Eve Plumb. Always going to be known as the middle child. But yet Peter didn't seem to have the same problems. But I guess boys don't get their validation from attention like girls do. So, stereotypical middle child. Eve Plumb, integral part of the Brady Bunch, though. Alright. So I wouldn't mind getting a Brady Bunch autograph either. Obviously, you'd want to have Marcia or Florence Henderson, I guess. Rest in peace to Mrs. Brady. And there's another president. I'm William Howard Taft. Let me see, how does he sound to me? What do I think he sounds like? Is there any recording of this guy? When was he president? 27th president, 1909, so there could be. He looks like he would be a bellowing guy, or his voice wouldn't match his look. I'm William Howard Taft, and I say numbskulls and degenerates from around the world are rapscallions, and it's the bulliest circus ever. That's who it reminds me of, like a MC at a circus from the 1800s. Step up and see the Monkey Boy. Alright. Or you sound like Mike Tyson, and it just doesn't seem like the right voice coming out of me. I'm William Howard Taft. Alright, LK Line. The underappreciated Mr. LK Line from Detroit. Or is he appreciated as much as he needs to be? I've heard some people talking about that. But 10-time Gold Glover, so pretty good. Alright, and here we go. Cubs related, Steve Stone, former Cubs announcer for my youth. Growing up, listening to him and Harry Carey. I guess got in a little hot water with the team when he started to get mad that they were doing nothing and being a crap team like the fans should have done, and maybe they would have done better a lot sooner if everyone acted kind of like Steve Stone. So he got run out of Wrigley. I think he does the White Sox now. But I think he won 30 games one year as a pitcher. He's a bull shark too. Huh? That's cool. I didn't know that about him. Ping pong champion. But I do believe he won 30 games one time. So that's his claim to fame. Alright. 30 minutes already, and just did how many packs? 6. Alright, here's the super thick pack. So this could be a relic. We might be just getting to enjoy the rest of the box for minis and whatever stuff comes in it if we end up getting a relic here. They usually give you some pretty cool relics though. Usually just some old movie star or something like that. I believe I've gotten like Willie Nelson from different years of Golden Age. A couple Willie Nelsons, Hank Williams. And look, it's Jethro. So, to go along with Ellie Mae from the Beverly Hillbillies. Old Jethro. Gotta get this here mini out of here, folks. Sorry, just a second. There we go. Alright, Jethro. And then next we have, alright, Henry Fonda. We are going to get a hit in this pack, people. It's not a dummy card. So Henry Fonda, actor, on Golden Pond. Just lost my mom about 2 months ago, and I remember she liked On Golden Pond, which most people did. And I think was it him? No, it was one of the TV stars, like Walter Matthau or somebody like that, was touring the country doing On Golden Pond. Maybe it was Fonda, I don't know. But I took my mom to go see On Golden Pond play there in Albuquerque, so that's a good memory Me and my mom, so whenever I think of on Golden Pond, I'll think of my mom. Miss you, Mom. Love you. Alright, we're going to get to the hit last. Alright, here we go. Elizabeth Montgomery, actress. Up here, we used to have on one of these stations creature features. And she was in that one movie. It was like Trilogy of Horror or something like that. I think that's the one where that little like voodoo doll, like little Indian cursed doll comes to life and starts running around stabbing people, and I think she's in that one. And of course she's from like what, Bewitched. But there is a scene in that movie where she's running out of the bedroom or something, and I'm not quite sure if what they're showing on that there, but if you pause it, you're like, holy smoke, did they get away with showing that on TV? Something with the robe. I'll just leave it at that. So yep, from Bewitched. So I thought that was interesting that if there was some R plus rated stuff in there, that it actually made it onto the network TV. But it could be wrong. Alright, now did he just die this week? Either him or his brother just died this week. I think his brother, Tom's. Anyway, so one of the Smothers brothers just died this last week, so rest in peace to him. Yep. Alright. And Lim Barney. Detroit Lions, so not familiar with that name. Gerald, there's a football card. So maybe I could put that next to you in the old box here, so you're always surrounded by football players. Alright, next I'm going to move on to the minis, and then we'll get to the hit. Alright. Hey, nice. So now we're definitely on a roll. Engelberg, the mini. So now I got his autograph and his mini, which I'll get to that at the end. Speak of the devil, there's Sugar Ray Leonard mini, so that's super cool. Nice to have a boxer on a mini card there. It's just basic baseball caramel. Alright, well, this one's an interesting cut. El Lopez reaching right off the card. The centering looks right. It just looks like the image. They chose to do it that way, because the centering on the left and right look perfect. But that's interesting. That's kind of cool, actually. That's neat. As if he's like going off the screen to make the catch. So that's super cool. I like that. That's pretty mini. Is that his mini? Only open. I feel like I'm missing some minis or something here, folks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, here it is. I was gonna. 1, 2, 3, 5. How many packs did I open? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're good. Alright, so War Admiral, Triple Crown, 1937. Wow. Carolina Brights. So that's interesting. And another cool one to have. Stan Lee. So a lot of Stan Lee fans out there, and so this is baseball trading card collectible and crossover with your comic book collectors and perhaps movie collectors. So, you know, this covers a lot of bases. It's kind of like getting soccer. You know, that covers a lot more people out there who would collect, just maybe not here. But this, in America, that definitely covers a lot of bases. Pop icon Stan Lee. And it's just basic. Alright, folks. So we got Jethro from the Beverly Hillbillies. Base card. That's a clue towards this. Best known for playing Jed Clampett's dim-witted nephew Jethro Bodine. Popular television sitcom, blah blah blah. There, you can read that. Looks like we probably got a relic of him. Yep, hey. That's interesting. So, at least it's not some bland white shirt or just some blue piece of his jacket. That's kind of interesting. That's neat. Got a little color to it. So there we go. We got a Jethro. And he's an icon from television history. People our age. And this one's actually got some really good centering in the whole 9 yards. And the corners and all that look pretty darn good. So hey, there you go. I guess I'm going to not do the clearly authentic box on this video because it's running way long. So I'll just come back, do a recap, and then we'll go do that one. Alright, so Rob had old style classics baseball cards. And Engelberg to go with himself. Alright. See you.